How do you enrich your data in Clay with a Appify API key? So with Appify, we can do a lot of things, okay? And it's a bit tricky. So right now I'm just scraping LinkedIn and I'll show you exactly how to formulate it, okay? So here we go. First, you're gonna come here, you're gonna add a column, you're gonna add enrichment and then Appify. And the good thing with this is you don't pay for a crazy amount of credits because I can show you here. So Appify is running with a key, like an API key. But if you wanted to, let's say, profile posts, social posts, yeah. So let's say you have a list of 2,000 people, that's gonna run you 1,000 credits. That's huge. In my opinion, that costs a lot. So with Appify, you can do the same thing. And I like Appify, I've been using it, so I feel comfortable with it. And as you can see, instead of this, you just pay for the platform of Appify, which is $0.01, and then I have my $49 a month anyways. So what we can do here is, instead of using get a profile post, and you can see this is the one that they allow us, and also you cannot choose how many posts to get and like other things to let's say adjust. But with Appify, I can actually go in here and yeah. So first you add your key. You just go to your account, settings, API integrations, and then you just create a new key and then copy it, paste it right here. And then after you've added your key, you're now activated. You can go to the next step. Just choose the one thing that I wish they add in the future in Clay. So if you're a Clay developer here, I wish to add the actor ID, because as you see, posts, there's many Instagram, LinkedIn, I don't know which one is which one, but the ID would be much more clear in my opinion, would be more consistent. And then here, instead of let's say there's a text with tokens, you would add, let's see if we just do a new Apify one for you guys. Okay, so input data, you choose the formula, okay? Because with formula you can see what's going inside. And for example, in this case, if we look at input JSON, this would be the JSON file we are feeding in. One little caveat though, this is something that might mess you up. When you're feeding in links, you definitely want it to be connected to other cells. So you do a LinkedIn URL, because I have a column here which is a LinkedIn URL, right? And then now this one, if you run it, if we just run it for fun, so let's just see here, input data. Okay, I think I messed it up. 1 second. Required input missing. Okay, so if you, hello, so it needs to be in a certain way. It needs to be formatted in a certain way. I'll show you now. So let's say profile posts, input data, let's say LinkedIn URL, Okay, so you see it says clay.format for JSON. So now what you do is you replace this with what you have here, for example, right? So this is now a JSON file, and this will work because if you run this, and I've done this before, it will just take this and input it here. Let's say we just run one, save and don't run. So if I run this now, if we come here, you can see that the actor will be running. It's queued right there, and it's running right now, and it found one result, right? So if we go and see what was the input, you see the input was exactly that. However, if you try to now just take this and dynamically LinkedIn URL, so this, you would imagine that would be working, right? save and don't run. Now we run this again. And if you go back here, you can see the actor is running, right? But if you go to the input tab, you see that is not what we were trying to fit in, right? So this is due to some programming languages stuff. It's not really understanding that this is, a link to another cell, and from there it needs to take something. So the input data, they also talk about it here. You have to not put it in the quotes. So now if you do this, it says invalid formula, right? Now it's correct. So now if you save and don't run, and then run this, we're gonna have a run here. As you can see, it's running, but the input now is actually the cell that we wanted it to be. So that's an amazing thing, right? Because now every time we run this, it's gonna be the right one. So this one is Don Ferguson, this person, and the next one that I just queued, right? The next one I just queued is gonna be another person who is called Caitlin Jenkins. So I hope you're enjoying this video. Click the like and subscribe button, and now you can scrape anything with Appify inside of clay.com. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.